Hello students. In this video, we are going to discuss the components of nervous system. This is the beautiful diagram of our nervous system. This is our brain and this one is the spinal cord. And these are the different nerves which arise from the spinal cord as well as our brain. So nervous system is the most important component of our body because this is a system which regulate almost our coordinations of the body. It regulates our voluntary and involuntary action. Nervous system, in coordination with the endocrine system, communication or communicate, integrate, and coordinate the various organs in the organ system. So from this video, we will understand the different components of the nervous system, and another videos we are going to discuss about all these components in detail. So let's understand the components of nervous system. Nervous system is basically divided into three parts: central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, or autonomic nervous system. CNS, PNS, ANS. CNS, that is a central nervous system. So this is the central nervous system which include brain and this spinal cord. This is the central part of the body. That's why this region is known as central nervous system. A second part is peripheral nervous system. Peripheral, peri means charo taraf. The nerves which arise on the boundary of central nervous system makes the peripheral nervous system. So as per this diagram, these nerves which arise from the brain and the spinal cord, they makes the peripheral nervous system. Autonomic nervous system is a system which include two kind of the system, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. It works along with the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system and prepare us for different situation, different circumstances के लिए हमें prepare करता है. Now central nervous system is divided into two regions, brain and spinal cord. Brain is the central head part and spinal cord is a cord attached with the brain. Peripheral nervous system is divided into two regions. One is cranial nerves which arise from the brain and spinal nerves which arise from the spinal cord. Autonomic nervous system consists of two parts, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic nervous system generally prepare us for emergency situation, and parasympathetic nervous system is just antagonistic to sympathetic nervous system, means parasympathetic nervous system works against the sympathetic nervous system. Whatever the things increase during the sympathetic nervous system will decrease by the parasympathetic nervous system. Like in case of emergency, if our heartbeat increases, then the heartbeat become normal due to parasympathetic nervous system. The increment of heartbeat due to sympathetic, उसके बाद में decrease in the heartbeat or to come into the normal situation is with the help of parasympathetic nervous system. Now let's understand the central nervous system, the part 1, that is brain. Brain is divided into three regions mainly. This upper region is called cerebrum. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and it consists of many folds and grooves. Its main function are thinking, hearing, taste, smell, touch, vision. Means अभी आप कुछ समझ पा रहे हो, सुन पा रहे हो, उसको डिटेन कर पा रहे हो अपने उसके अंदर, ब्रेन के अंदर, उसको कल वापस से रिकॉल कर सकते हो, अप्लाई कर सकते हो. That all is because of cerebrum. Now the another part is cerebellum. Cerebellum is the second largest part of the brain. It is just near the cerebrum. In comparison of cerebrum, it consists of less folds and it is responsible for the movement of the muscles and balance of the body. Basically, it regulates muscular activity. The third part is medulla oblongata. This region is known as medulla oblongata. This is called brainstem. Basically, brain stem consists of midbrain, pons, and medulla. They are all together known as brain stem. They connect the brain and spinal cord. It controls certain involuntary actions. Please keep in your mind, it does not control all involuntary actions. It controls certain involuntary actions such as breathing, heartbeat, and all. Like sometimes you are having some problem in breathing, okay, and when you went to doctor check up your entire respiratory system and find out that there is no problem in the respiratory system, still the person is facing problem in respiration or in breathing. It means breathing and respiration is not only regulating by respiratory system, it is also regulating by medulla region. तो हो सकता है कि पेशेंट के medulla region में प्रॉब्लम हो. Now, peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system, which is arise from the periphery. So, boundary say. So, we have two parts of peripheral nervous system. One is cranial nerves and another one is spinal nerves. Cranial nerves arise from brain and spinal nerves arise from the spinal cord. Cranial nerves are 12 in pairs and spinal cord are 31 in pairs. It is very easy to learn. How many number of months we have in a year? 12. So 12 pairs of cranial nerves. How many days we have in a month? That is 31 pairs. So spinal nerves are in 31 in pairs. This is just for learning purpose. ऐसा कोई logic नहीं है. Many of you are thinking कि अभी तो 30 भी होते हैं मंथ में, 28 डेज भी होते हैं. हम ज्यादा सोचेंगे, कम हम नहीं सोच रहे हैं हमको. So first difference, which is very important question, what is the difference between cranial nerves and spinal nerves? Cranial nerves arise from brain, spinal nerves arise from spinal cord. Number of cranial nerves are 12 in pairs and number of spinal nerves are 31 in pairs. 12 pairs कैसे याद रखेंगे? Number of month in year and number of days in year in a month, that is 31 pairs spinal nerves. The cranial nerves are sensory as well as motor nerves. Sensory nerves which carry message from sense organ to brain or spinal cord. Or here to cranial nerves, so it will carry message to brain only. And motor nerves are the nerves which carry message from the central nervous system to effector organ. So eyes and auditory nerves are the sensory nerves and eye to muscles nerves are motor nerves. Now what are the spinal nerves? Spinal nerves are classified as the spinal cord is classified. In cervical region, that is in the neck region, 8 pairs. In thoracic region, that is number of ribs are 12 pairs. So number of spinal nerves are also 12 pairs. In lumbar region, we have 5 vertebra. In the similar way, we have 5 pairs of spinal nerves. In sacral region, again 5 pairs of spinal nerves. And in coccyx region, we have 1 pair of spinal nerves. So by this way, we have in total 31 pair of spinal nerves. Now the next part is sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Let's understand the one situation. You are in examination hall. When you and your friends are doing chit chat before the examination, you are very relaxed. Even some invigilator came in your classroom just to regulate or management, still you people are very relaxed. But the moment you saw the examiner having the question paper in hands, your heartbeat increases. That is the situation that is controlled by sympathetic nervous system. Your heartbeat increases. आपकी heartbeat बढ़ जाती है. Decreases saliva production. गला सूख जाता है. And slowly, you calm down because of the parasympathetic nervous system, and within 5 to 10 minutes you become calm and you are able to perform your examination. Similar situation you can have when we ask you, okay, today you are supposed to give some message in assembly. The moment you reach to stage, your heartbeat is increases, saliva production is decreases, dilates the pupil to enhance far vision. आप उस सिचुएशन को अपने आप को प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो. That is because of sympathetic nervous system. It is also known as fight or flight response. मतलब या तो लड़ लो या तो भाग लो, ऐसा वाला response होता है. So that is our sympathetic nervous system. Now let's take one example. Suppose there is a lion in front of you. डर की स्थिति है बिल्कुल. या you are in an examination hall. देखिए, situation can vary from person to person, and all this situation can vary based on your previous experiences. But हम एक मोटा मोटा बात करते हैं यहाँ पर. तो एक मोटा मोटा बात क्या है कि suppose you are in front of lion and your sympathetic nervous system will prepare you for this response. डर के मारे क्या होगा, डायलेट्स प्यूपिल, आपकी आंखें फट जाएंगी, बिल्कुल फैल जाएंगे प्यूपिल, ताकि आपको दूर दूर तक की चीजें नजर आने लगी. इट डिक्रीज सलाइवा प्रोडक्शन, गला सूख जाएगा डर के मारे. ये आप स्पीच देते हो तब भी आपका गला सूखता है. इंक्रीजेस हार्ट बीट बढ़ती है ताकि ज्यादा से ज्यादा ब्लड सप्लाई हो. कंस्ट्रिक्ट ब्लड वेसल्स, इंक्रीज ब्लड प्रेशर. कंस्ट्रिक्ट ब्लड वेसल्स सिकुड़ जाएंगी ताकि ब्लड प्रेशर बढ़ सके. डायलेट ब्रोंकाई टू अलाउ मोर एयर इनटू लंग्स. ब्रोंकाई एकदम डायलेट कर जाते हैं, फैल जाते हैं. सो मोर एयर कैन एंटर इनटू द लंग्स, मोर रेस्पिरेशन इज पॉसिबल, मोर ऑक्सीजन कैन बी प्रोड्यूस्ड. इंक्रीज ब्लड फ्लो टू स्केलेटल मसल. यहाँ एक चीज को याद रखिए, द ब्लड फ्लो टू स्किन विल डिक्रीज, द ब्लड फ्लो टू स्केलेटल मसल विल इंक्रीज. स्किन के लिए ब्लड फ्लो कम हो जाता है, इसलिए डर के मारे आपका चेहरे का रंग उड़ जाता है. कहते हैं चेहरा पीला पड़ गया, चेहरे का रंग उड़ गया, क्योंकि ब्लड सप्लाई कम हो गई है. एंड द ब्लड फ्लो विल इंक्रीज इन स्केलेटल मसल्स. स्केलेटल मसल्स में ब्लड फ्लो बढ़ जाएगा. बढ़ना भी चाहिए. आपको शेर के सामने खड़े नहीं रहना है, डर के मारे भागना है. और भागना नॉर्मल स्पीड से नहीं है, भागना एक स्पीड से है. मतलब भाग जाओ बस, मिल्खा की जैसे. It reduces stomach and intestine motility and diverts blood flow away from the GI tract, that is a gastrointestinal tract. Gastrointestinal tract के अंदर, stomach के अंदर, intestine के अंदर activity reduce हो जाएगी. Now if someone has asked you, can you eat food at time? अभी मैं आपको स्टेज पे आपकी स्पीच और आपको बोलूं बेटा रसगुल्ला खा लो, can you eat that? You are not able to digest. खाने को तो कुछ भी खा सकते हो, बट यू आर नॉट एबल टू डाइजेस्ट इन दैट सिचुएशन. आपको तो एक बार ये सिचुएशन से बाहर हो तब सोचूंगा. इवन यू नो सम टाइम व्हेन देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ टेंशन और बहुत ज्यादा एकदम से कोई आप कुछ खराब सी खबर सुन लेते हो या इमरजेंसी की सिचुएशन होती है, many of the people are not able to manage the stress, and because of that they have loose motions, because that time your activity of the stomach and intestine become reduces. It release glucose to increase blood sugar. Blood sugar level बढ़ जाएगा ताकि we can oxidize glucose and can produce more energy in the form of ATP. It stimulates adrenal gland to secrete stress hormone to prepare you for emergency. And it relaxes bladder. यानी कि यूरिनरी ब्लडर में यूरिन का प्रोडक्शन बढ़ेगा, यूरिनेशन की स्पीड बढ़ेगी, फ्रीक्वेंट यूरिनेशन होगा. इसलिए बहुत बार डर के मारे लोगों का यूरिनेशन विक्टूरेशन हो जाता है, यूरिन निकल जाता है. एंड पैरासिम्पैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम विल वर्क इंटागोनिस्टिकली टू द सिंपैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम. ये जो सब डर की वजह से बढ़ गया, इमरजेंसी की वजह से या स्ट्रेस की वजह से बढ़ गया, अभी we have to normalize it. So this is rest and digest response. Now the pupil which was dilated will constrict. अब इसको एक चीज समझिए कि constrict का मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि वो सिकुड़ जाएंगी. Constrict का मतलब है जो एक्स्ट्रा डायलेट हुई थी, it will come in original position. Now the decreased saliva production will increase and come in original position. Similarly, heartbeat decreases, blood vessels indirectly dilates, bronchi constrict, blood flow decreases, stomach and intestinal activity जो decrease हो गई थी वो बढ़ जाएंगी, यानी कि अपनी normal pace पे आ जाएंगी. And for these two there is no इन्वॉल्वमेंट, आई मीन जो ग्लूकोज है वो आप एक्चुअली ऑलरेडी यूज कर चुके हो, सो देर इज नो फर्दर डिक्रीमेंट और इंक्रीमेंट लाइक दैट. एंड सिमिलरली स्ट्रेस हार्मोन ऑलरेडी रिलीज हो चुका है, वो अपने आप कंट्रोल हो जाएगा, उसको और कुछ स्ट्रेस हमें कम या ज्यादा नहीं करना है. So these were the different components of nervous system. Now, in nervous system, you have to understand two, three things basically. One is meninges. What is meninges? Meninges are the layer which are present in spinal cord as well as in brain. The brain क्या है? Brain is made up of thousand of billion neurons से मिलके बना हुआ है. The weight of human brain is approximately 1300 grams. It is protected by two things. One is the bony structure around the brain, that is skull and cranium. So the skull is the entire khopri. This entire region is covered by a bony box that is called skull. Okay, and they are also covered by certain protective layers, and these protective layers are called meninges. And we have three layers: dura mater, arachnoid, and pia mater, and they are on the basis of location. Dura mater is the outermost layer. We have taken this section here. Dura mater is the outermost layer, this one. Then we have arachnoid, which is the middle layer. And then we have pia mater, which is the innermost layer. Innermost layer means close to brain, जो बिल्कुल brain के पास है. So we have three parts: dura mater, arachnoid, and pia mater. These are the three layers of brain. Now, dura mater, it is the toughest layer, and it is the outermost layer which protect inner parts. This outer layer connects the meninges to the skull in vertebral column, and it is composed of tough fibrous connective tissue. Arachnoid layer, this middle layer of the meninges connect dura mater and pia mater को connect करता है. The arachnoid membrane loosely covers the brain and spinal cord and get its name because of the web-like appearance. Look here, this arachnoid has web-like appearance. एकदम ऐसे जाल सा बना होता है. यह आपको बहुत क्लियर नहीं समझ में आएगा, थोड़ा और हायर स्टडी में समझ जाएंगे तो आपको और बेहतर डायग्राम क्लियर होगा. This is the part which hold cerebrospinal fluid also. Now this inner layer is a pia mater, and pia mater is the innermost layer which nourishes the brain because it consists of blood vessels. This is a thin layer of the meninges in direct contact with the closely covered cerebral cortex, that is the brain, and spinal cord. The pia mater has a rich supply of blood vessels, and these blood vessels provide nutrients to nervous system. तो जो भी फूड का आना जाना होता है यानी कि न्यूट्रिएंट्स का, दैट इज थ्रू पिया मैटर. पिया मैटर के ब्लड वेसल्स में डिफ्यूज होता है न्यूट्रिएंट्स, एंड फ्रॉम देयर बाय द प्रोसेस ऑफ डिफ्यूजन इट रीच टू ब्रेन. ये ब्रेन में पहुंचता है. समटाइम वी हैव स्वेलिंग्स इन दिस रीजन. इस meninges में there is sometimes swelling, and that cause the disease meningitis. Meningitis is the inflammation of the meninges which is caused by viral or bacterial infection. As we have inflammation in this region, see, most of the time when we have some infection, we have inflammation, and inflammation is a way of, protection का ही एक तरीका है जो हमें immunity provide करता है. Anyway, because of this inflammation, our central nervous system efficiency could be affected, and it depends on person to person कितना inflammation है, तो किस part में inflammation ज़्यादा है, उसके according हमारी activities performance जो है वो poor हो सकता है. Now, the another part is cerebrospinal fluid. First of all, understand why it is called cerebrospinal fluid. Why its name is not Smita. See, cerebro term is related with the brain, and spinal is the spinal cord. The same fluid is present in brain as well as in the spinal cord. That's why it is called cerebrospinal fluid. Cerebrospinal fluid serves as a shock absorbing medium. It protects the brain and rest of the central nervous system against the jolts and jerks. That is the outer जो भी आपका फ्रिक्शन है या जो भी झटके वटके होते हैं बॉडी में लगते रहते हैं चलने के टाइम पे, ये उनसे हमें प्रोटेक्शन प्रोवाइड करता है. It provides an optimum and stable environment for generating nerve impulses. To create a nerve impulse, not many enzymes, not many ions are required, that all are present in cerebrospinal fluid. So उसके लिए एक environment create करती है. Cerebrospinal fluid maintain constant pressure in and around the brain. ब्रेन के बाहर और ब्रेन के अंदर ये एक प्रेशर को मेंटेन करने में हेल्प करता है. It also helps in the exchange of nutrients and waste between blood and nervous tissue. So it act as a transporting channel. It helps in the transmission of nutrients and from outside to brain and spinal cord, and it collects the waste from these parts and give it to brain, external environment or to blood. So these are the different components of the cerebral, that is the different components of nervous system. Now, this is the structure of brain. In brain, the majority of parts which you are supposed to learn is one is cerebrum. This is the largest part of the brain. This is called cerebrum. This part is called cerebellum. This region is medulla region, और यहाँ से pons होता है actually. Then medulla region, and this continue into spinal cord. This one is pea-shaped endocrine glands, that is called pituitary gland. Now one more thing you are supposed to understand, that gray matter and white matter. What is gray matter and what is white matter? Gray matter consists of cyton. Cyton का बना होता है, and white matter is consist of axon, that is myelinated axon. Now axon is covered by myelin sheath, and myelin sheath is a fatty layer which is white in color. तो उसकी वजह से myelin sheath वाले रीजन को हम white matter कहते हैं, and the cytone region is known as gray matter. Inside the brain, the cytone is on periphery and axon is towards the center. कहने का मतलब ये है कि gray matter is outside or on the boundary in brain and white matter is inside in the brain. कैसे याद रखेंगे? ब्रेन इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट ड्राइंग. आप कोई एक इम्पॉर्टेंट ड्राइंग बनाते हैं तो उसका एक बॉर्डर बनाते हैं, एंड बॉर्डर जनरली डार्क कलर का होता है. तो ब्रेन का जो बॉर्डर है वो डार्क कलर का है, दैट इज ऑफ ग्रे मैटर, एंड द इनर साइड इज व्हाइट मैटर. While in case of spinal cord, white matter is on periphery and gray matter is on center. That we will discuss when we will discuss about spinal cord. So last point which I want to discuss for today is gray matter is on periphery and white matter is in center. In case of brain, gray matter consists of cyton. It means in brain, cyton is on boundary or on periphery and axon is in center, that is towards the inside or towards the center. This all I want to discuss for today, and in next video we are going to discuss structure of brain in detail: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Brain is divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. This all we'll discuss in next video. Till then, take care. Goodbye. पढ़ते रहिए और खूब पढ़ते रहिए.